don't get me started. I gotta tell you, man, I'm trying to like competing with people, talking to people, convincing people. You know what kind of people I'm talking about? The round people, the round earth people, the people who believe that the world is round because why?
Because it obviously is.
No, because obviously their parents told them so, or their teachers told them so. They have no empirical evidence about what kind of planet we live on. We could live on like a planet that's either spinning in space or just standing still underwater in Atlantis. Nobody really knows. Nobody really knows. Don't get me started. I'm trying to tell you, man. It's like we are all convinced. We're like monkeys. We're like monkeys in a barrel that are told how to think and what to do. Do you agree or you disagree?
I agree that how people can manipulate you and say it's a certain way and it's not, but I cannot see any chance of it being a flat earth.
Don't get me started. So, you feel that we're on a round spherical ball spinning through space?
Yes, I do.
And why is that? Is this because of that guy Newton, the one who was, had the apple fall on his head and all of a sudden gravity's committed?
No, it's just for the 24 hours and the difference from night to day. I think it's obvious that we're rotating.
You see how you did this? Right? You did this.
Yeah,
right?
I did do that, yes.
See this flag plane right here? Does the camera see this?
Yeah.
So, you said we do this.
Yes.
How come we don't do this? This is called like the luminaries spinning over the flat plane. So yes, over here in North America, there's the sun, and over there in Australia, there's the moon or the not sun, and they rotate around this way, not this way. Oh man, I got a video, I'll show it to you. I put it up on here, right? Because like I just said, is that the whole luminary flat plane thing has been around for ages. We're not talking about years, we're not talking about centuries, we're talking about ages. For ages, the societies that lived before us believed in the flat earth. It's all in the old ancient maps.
Yes, but we're a bit more educated now where we can venture into space.
More educated that we can venture into space. Didn't we just talk about? So, yesterday
from the past.
All right, well, hold on. Yesterday, I had seen a new video about the pyramids, right? And about what the pyramids actually represent. And so what they were saying was, the pyramids is not a burial chamber.
I agree with that.
They said the pyramids was actually a solar generating power plant.
I have also seen the documentary on that, and I agree.
So, that means that these Egyptians running around in tunics, you know what I mean, and these headdresses, probably are not as stupid or primitive as we are led to believe.
We're going to get into another subject there.
Well, that's how we do. Don't get me started. We float around, but go ahead. So,
yes.
Do you know about that subject?
I do, and I
go for it.
And I'm a firm believer on that basically we're an alien species, and we were brought and taught by pronounce the thing now. Anunnaki. Yes.
Anunnaki. Yeah.
I believe in that, and there's a lot of people that think that's stupid, but I'm a firm believer in that.
So you believe in the lizard people who actually control the Illuminati?
I do believe that as well.
Oh, that's what I'm just right.
Yes, I do believe that. But certainly they were so advanced in those days in the Egyptian times, and I also even think beyond that there was another civilization that's just got wiped out. I believe that.
Well, Atlantis. What is that? Oh man, the volcano. Oh man, what begins with a P? The volcano that.
Oh yes, Pompeii.
Pompeii. Thank you. Don't get me started. Yes. So those societies that had gone underground or burned and all that kind of stuff, that's where you get the Dead Sea Scrolls, where you get all the other old died out languages and the libraries underground and all that other kind of stuff. So people weren't as stupid as we're led to believe. We're led to believe that we are, of course, the more educated of the societies, and all the societies 'city that came before us were not. But actually, they probably were more advanced than we were. But actually, they probably were more advanced than we were. But actually, they probably were more advanced than we were. But actually, they probably were more advanced than we were. But actually, they probably were more advanced than we were. But actually, they probably were more advanced than we were. But actually, they probably were more advanced than we were. But actually, they probably were more advanced than we were. But actually, they probably were more advanced than we were. But actually, they probably were more advanced than we were. But actually, they probably were more advanced than we were. But actually, they probably were more advanced than we were. But actually, they probably were more advanced than we were. But actually, they probably were more advanced than we were. But actually, they probably were more advanced than we were. But actually, they probably were more advanced than we were. But actually, they probably were more adva or are?
I do think we are more advanced than what they were, but I think they were taught in person. If you look at the old slabs and their drawings and their hieroglyphics, or however you say it, they show like alien species. If you look at it, the way the drawings are done, and they were treated as if they were gods. Well, they were gods.
Oh yeah, I mean it's kind of like you're talking about like the hieroglyphics where you have like the animal heads.
Yes.
So like Thoth and Horus and all that, where you know they have human bodies, but with the head of a hawk or a head of a bird. You got bass, the turtle, all that kind of stuff like that. So
Yes.
yeah. So who's to say? You know, that there was no like alien intermingling bestiality kind of stuff going on. I mean, yeah, I'm telling you, don't get me started. But yeah, I mean, you know, who's to say? I've seen those statuaries where they had relief paintings of that animal, human mingling kind of stuff. Not like having sex mingling, I mean, just like, you know, people with body parts.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, okay, good.
Yes. But also you get people in civilization that have copied, they've sort of done stuff to their bodies to look
More
like aliens.
Yeah, more look more alien-like and stuff like that. So now, when you're talking about like these Anunnaki and whatever, and I can't.
Anunnaki, and it's like
Yeah,
something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. You know, I mean, that leads us all the way back to like the whole theory of giants.
Yes, yes, yes.
Which
there's
the
that.
giants were actually progeny of angels and humans and everything, which all leads into like, look at that, it was like the Book of Enoch. I keep trying to figure out what that word was. Book of Enoch. Do you know anything about the Book of Enoch?
Not off the top of my head. I'm sure I have studied.
Supposedly it was kind of like after Revelations and everything, where it was all about how like the angels, they come down to earth and, you know, not that they were cascaded out, but it's like, you know, it's like a wild weekend. That human flesh is not that bad, you know what I mean? And that was supposed to be the birth of demigods and satyrs and giants.
Oh, right, okay.
And, well, because, hey, look, I'm an angel, right? And everything. And we had supposedly have seen signs, whether they were footprints or, you know, statues and everything that was reminiscent of when the giants walked the earth.
Yes. Well, I also see, if you look at some of the structures all around the world, they're built, they have certain steps that are just so huge, but they're perfect for a giant.
Like the step pyramids, yeah?
Yes. And when you're saying on about the angels, I believe, again, where people are calling them angels, they're aliens coming.
Yeah, I'm not going to fault you on that. Alien astronauts, angels, I mean, I'm not going to fault you on that one, yeah. So, I mean, so believing in the fact that the aliens had like been here first and supposedly populated this planet, or as an experiment or whatever,
Yeah.
right?
Test,
like Prometheus,
yes.
and not only Prometheus who brought fire, but for example, the Prometheus in the Alien movies.
Yes.
You know how he seeded the waters with single-celled amoebas that actually eventually walked out onto land as reptiles, and you know, and eventually, you know, man was sprouted and somehow. Or you could believe in the whole Bible theory that, you know, Adam and Eve sprang from sand. We started, but you know, I mean, but no, I mean, I just think it's fascinating. I mean, so where do you think the aliens went? I mean, like, are they still here, or you know, what's happening?
I'm not convinced they are still here, but I'm staying open on it, because the more I hear of, I mean, some stories are just loaded like this, but some people, they have the, say, a real good case, you've got some of the evidence that they've got. I don't know, that's a possibility, but I believe in they will be back, especially, it's got to be something to do with this planet Nibiru as well.
Well, now I've heard about Nibiru. Is that supposed to be like the 10th planet you're talking
Yes.
about? Or the 8th or the
Apparently
9th planet,
shall
because
see
we
now.
only have 8 of them. But when you talk about like the aliens will be back, and you talk about us being an advanced society, right? What I was thinking was like there's this interesting theory about the genius jump, right? And there's an interesting theory about the fact that like as cave dwelling, man, Neanderthals, the aliens had to keep providing a genius jump, for the creatures to actually become more, intelligent and now to become spaceworthy. So what do you think about that theory of Roswell, right, where the alien spaceship supposedly crashed in 1947, right? What do you think about that being a genius jump?
There's a possibility. I believe that there's an alien species came in Roswell. The Americans are very good at keeping that confidential as such, and the people that do come out and that apparently worked in places like obviously Area 51 and stuff like that, they seem to vanish.
Oh yeah, they all vanish. But like, let me explain my genius jump theory. Right? What I mean is that they have found, right, in the records and the different things, they found like, coil springs or microfilaments and stuff like that.
I apologise, sorry. Yes, but for our civilization chips and...
Yes, so for us to advance, remember we're talking about 1947. So the closest we had to the computer were those big, cabinet-sized, disc spinning things that had punch cards with holders closed. What I'm trying to say about the genius jump is the fact that all of a sudden, we get integrated business systems, which is also known as IBM. Don't get me started, I'm trying to tell you. The computer actually came after Roswell. And so the genius jump is now all of a sudden we're typing and we're like doing data entry and we're doing all this kind of advanced stuff, putting coil springs into things that we never would have put them into before. And all of a sudden, the society is more advanced.
I do actually believe in that as well.
There you go. A convert. You know what I mean? So that moves us into the so-called space race. The quest for space. Not the quest for peace, the quest for space. Because after that whole Roswell and the alien and all that kind of stuff, and we need to know what's out there, all of a sudden now we want to chase the Russians to the moon. Why? Why do we want to go up there? It's just only a little white disc in the sky, a luminary for Christ's sakes. But we all of a sudden want to go, need to go, have to go.
Yes. Well, on the space race, I think, the moon landing's a joke.
Well, we know this. We know this. Don't get me started, we know this.
And I cannot see, if I'm being honest, unless we had an alien species come and advance our craft to be able to get through the radiation and to get to Mars.
Belt. I mean, come on, man. I mean, like, think about it. Advance our craft. That's a good one. So, speaking of that, I'll just jump back a bit because, the spaceships supposedly were made of like a combination of formica and aluminum and whatever elements that we don't want to talk about. But it also, there was another element within there, which was mercury. But under the pyramids are mercury lakes.
Yes, they are. Yes.
Why is that? Why rivers of mercury under pyramids? Where did that come from? It's not water, it's mercury. But all of a sudden that mercury is used in the creation of spaceships.
But also, where the pyramids are from Egypt to South America or all around.
Well, Mexico City, right there outside of America. I never knew this. never American.
But I believe there's also one in Europe, in I think it was
Peru, South America, don't forget the step pyramids, they're still pyramids.
But all the stuff, they say the mercury and a lot of the, again...
Oh, China, don't forget about China, because we got the terracotta.
Oh, yes,
quarries
yes.
standing in rivers of mercury, okay?
Yes, but basically a lot of the stuff that's inside, or the sort of like the drawings and the hieroglyphics, again, how do you say it? I can't remember if that's right.
Hieroglyphics works.
Right, that's all right, that's good. They seem to be worshipping the same sort of gods.
What, the same sort of hawk-headed gods?
I
like
think
Thoth and Horus and Osiris, all those guys.
There's a lot of reptilians, which is another one that we could get into.
Well, that's the sexual gods.
Well, they seem to be quite randy, especially in Africa.
Hey, don't get me started. You did anything. But okay, all right. I'll let you get away with that. Go ahead, what do you think?
Okay, do you know, I forgot totally now.
Okay, what you mentioned sex there, results.
But,
yeah,
no, sorry, but there's certainly something there that's going to show we've got a sign of life from a distant planet that's come to Earth. I think they're the ones that advanced. They might have used humans as slaves to help build them.
That's the story, yeah.
Yes, but there's certainly signs of that. I just
you know what? Like, ending that, right? Let's just look at this so-called 1,000 slaves working for 10 some odd years to build a pyramid, right? To lift limestone squares that weigh about 3 tons each.
Oh, they've definitely not lifted that.
Well, supposedly they have, and supposedly there are map pictures of them building scaffolding out of like wiki trees, so that way they could climb onto them. Like the kind of scaffolding that they're made of metal that are here. They were doing that supposedly outside the pyramids, and just pictures of this. Where these guys are led by like one, scientist, that is telling them that has to be stone has to be cut to perfect precision. Perfect precision these stones were. So they're cut perfectly as squares, made of limestone, right? And then lifted onto block after block after block, and then it's somehow in the symmetry that makes it look like a triangle. But have you ever been to Egypt?
I have not, unfortunately. I've always wanted to go.
Now check this out, people. I've been to Egypt. It's not a perfect triangle. It's a series of steps, right? But from a distance, perspective makes it look like it's a triangle. So, no, they didn't shave it down to make it like perfectly smooth, right? But they were like, you would think that, especially that money, that magic Illuminati money, with the eye and all that kind of stuff. So it's not a perfect triangle, but I still don't believe that 1,000 people for 10 years can build a pyramid. And that's why we can't repeat what they have done today. Now, wait a minute, here's the main reason why. Inside these pyramids are tunnels. Tunnels without electricity or light. And on the walls of these tunnels are your hieroglyphics. How the hell did that happen? Don't get me started. I'm telling you. I just want to thank my man here, the Punisher. I don't know if he wants his real name out there, because I'm not hijacker. We didn't introduce ourselves in the beginning, but I want you to always kind of come back here and join us as we just do this festival run around history. Yeah, it's like a slingshot, man. It's like Star Trek. Yeah, I don't know where we're going to start, don't know where we're going to end, but I just feel we should probably come to an end now, because there's plenty more to come if you watch. Don't get me started.
Cheers. I'm Steve. I don't mind my name being
as long as it's about conspiracy, he doesn't care. You put him in a quiz, all of a sudden you got in trouble. Steve, I want to thank you very much for joining me, because you have a lot to say, man, and I think, people find this interesting. So, should we get started?
Don't get me started.